There are only two reasons that I know of that anybody would want to give you an mRNA shot, including the COVID-19. That's because they want to get mysterious ingredients in your body. You know, there's lots of questions about the mysterious ingredients. Or the other is because they want to poison you. Those are the only two reasons for giving anybody a COVID-19 shot or any mRNA shot. So, you know, I've always suspected that the mysterious ingredients have something to do with loading the equivalent of an operating system in your body. We're just about to come out with in the beginning of November, a new big publication by David Hughes called Omnivore. And in it, David goes through all the DARPA and NASA and Harvard.
You hear that, folks? You hear that, folks? You hear what kind of a crackpot you're dealing with here? Did you hear that? We'll play it again a little bit later. So this is another one of these COVID crackpots that took advantage, and they're all predictable. All these con artists are going to come out and they're going to take advantage of some situation. Okay, they're going to capitalize on a situation. It's always going to be part of their conspiratorial bullshit. And you heard this lady's situation, her claims, right? You heard what she said. You want to listen again? Let's listen again to what she said.
There are only two reasons that I know of that anybody would want to give you an mRNA shot, including the COVID-19. That's because they want to get mysterious ingredients in your body. You know, there's lots of questions about the mysterious ingredients. Or the other is because they want to poison you. Those are the only two reasons for giving anybody a COVID-19 shot or any mRNA shot. So, you know, I've always suspected that the mysterious ingredients have something to do with loading the equivalent of an operating system in your body. We're just about to come out with in the beginning of November, a new big publication by David.
There you have it. Let me repeat what she said. There's only two reasons she knows of, two possible reasons why anybody would want to give you an mRNA shot. They want to put mysterious ingredients in you, or they want to poison you. Did you hear that? And then she talks about an operating system. They want to put an operating. This is a lady who basically said the coronavirus, the COVID vaccine, she said was a operating system. Bill Gates, they want to take control of your body. Okay. First of all, misfits. What the fuck do you know about mRNA? Do you have a background in science? Shut your fat fucking mouth. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut the fuck up. You see, folks, it goes back once again to what I've been telling you all over and fucking over again. Anytime somebody opens their big fat fucking mouth, you ask yourself the question, how are they qualified to be talking about this topic? You understand? So let me give you a little background on, I should call her Catherine Shits. Catherine Shits, what I should call her. So Catherine Austin Fitts appears, I think, regularly on a show of a guy, a swindler, a con artist known as Jeff Rense. And you can tell the guy is obviously a swindler. Look at this guy's wig. I mean, I think there's something wrong with his mind to be wearing this ridiculous fucking wig. Jeff Rense, give you a little background on this guy. Jeff Rense is a conspiratorial, just the worst, most ridiculous conspiracies you can imagine. And he's also a former Alex Jones partner, buddy. They used to air on the same, have their show on the same broadcast network, GCN. They had a falling out many years ago. I don't know what happened. But So it's kind of Alex Jones type stuff. The only difference is this. There's a difference between Alex Jones and Jeff Prince. Alex Jones is clearly, he's clearly backed by, let's say, a certain group of people. You know who they are, right? His wife is related to those people, his first wife. All of his advertisers, and this is why you will hear Alex Jones tell you that the New World Order is run by the Vatican, and the bankers are Muslims. Federal Reserve is run by Arabs and Hollywood. That's what he said. Jeff Prince, on the other hand, he appeals to a different demographics. And Jeff Prince happens to be Jewish, yet he also happens to discuss a lot of Jewish conspiracies. So he caters to the crowd that is very, and he doesn't do it in a critical way. His criticism is not constructive. It basically is kind of a hate-mongering type of thing. So he attracts that crowd. And so the advantage of attracting that crowd is that you can also reel in the kind of the Federal Reserve conspiracy theories and all this, the money printing and Jacob Schiff and all this stupid nonsense. It doesn't even really matter these days, right? I mean, it doesn't even. That's like a distraction. None of that matters, right? But you have people that obsess over that. I mean, to me, what matters is right now. What matters to me is who runs Goldman Sachs, who runs J.P. Morgan, who runs all these firms, and what are they doing? What are they doing in China? Right? That's what I'm focused on. You see? But anyway, so I just wanted to point that out because you do have several Jewish individuals who actually make a living off of trashing Jewish people, which is probably like the worst thing you can imagine. They're so hungry for money, they're willing to throw their own people under the bus, right? That's Jeff Prince, a disgusting piece of garbage who has just terrible, insane conspiracies. He makes money off of insane conspiracies. Folks, these people, Jeff Prince, Alex Jones, all these like conspiracy lunatics, they are exploiting mentally and emotionally challenged people. That's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of people who are not mentally clear, emotionally clear. They're exploiting people for money. And we saw the epitome of that when Alex Jones went on a multi-year rampage claiming that Sandy Hook was staged, used actors, nobody died, so on and so forth, right? And he made a lot of money airing that bullshit content. He sold all his penis potion and all his bullshit and support us, buy our stuff so we can continue to tell the truth. You understand? So let's take a little closer look at Jeff Prince before we go into Catherine Austin Fitts. Let's take a look at his website. I know Prince fairly well. He knows who I am. Before I really understood who he was, I have a story behind it. I'm not going to get into it today, but he banned me. See, Jeff Prince is a peculiar character. He specifically does not want anyone of any credibility on his show. First of all, like many of people like him, if you take a look at the people he interviews, well, they all seem to be related. All of them. You can take a close look if you don't believe me. That's the first requirement of being on his show. You've got to be related to him. Okay? So take a look here. You see the conspiratorial David Icke, another one of them, wacko. And I mean, take a look at this website. You know, the nutritional bullshit, right? Selling gold. This is the typical horse shit. Selling gold, selling nutritional bullshit. You can tell the content is complete fucking bullshit. Write it down. Okay? You have you've got the Hitler stuff here, right? Oklahoma bombing, so you can see what type of people on the fringe that they're luring in. You see? You just go through. I mean, this is yet, and believe me, this website has been upgraded. It was even worse than this. Okay? Just complete horseshit. Everybody on his program has no credibility. It's complete horseshit. You've got wacko things. This is a guy who is one of these people, 10 years ago was telling everyone that the west coast of the United States, the sea life was dying because of the nuclear fallout from Japan, from the Fukushima nuclear fallout, right? He was telling everyone on his show, and he had all these fucking frauds on there telling people, making false claims. Yeah, we're going around. We're seeing wildlife. It's dying, right? He was telling everyone basically that radioactive material was entering the U.S. Guess why? Because he was selling you iodine, right? Buy his products. That's right. People like this, Jeff Prince belongs in prison, in my opinion. There's one thing to have an opinion on something, but when you are creating just ridiculous nonsense horse shit, and you're doing that to profit, something's got to happen to you. This is a man that's been doing this for 30 years. Okay. So this is a show where Catherine Austin Fitts is on as a frequent guest. So she lures these types of people. Okay. Jeff Prince. Complete fraud. He's got a YouTube channel, and I'm sure most of the stuff he airs is not on here. It would be taken down. But let's take a look. Catherine Austin Fitts, where is she? She may not be on the YouTube. Oh, here we go. Well, she's been on there a lot more. You can see several. So let's so she was involved in this documentary apparently in 2022 on the coronavirus. Complete horseshit, conspiratorial nonsense, and you can see here. Now, Catherine Austin Fitts, before the coronavirus, she was, her big thing is pumping gold. And let's, before we continue, let me go ahead and give you more of a backstory on her. You can see, well, she's not, what do we have? So her whole pitch is basically, she's like, okay, I work for the government. I'm credible. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not credible. Okay. She had some low-level fucking position. Probably she donated money or whatever. It's nothing. Who cares? Nothing. And from this, basically she had no career after that. So what does she do? She gets in the business of peddling conspiracies and pumping gold. You see, once again, folks, if you peddle horse shit, you're going to get promoted. You understand? If you get promoted, you can pitch your snake oil to the dummies. So, if you're a gold pumper, if you tell everyone the banks are insolvent, everything's going to fail, and get out of the stock market, buy gold, you can imagine you're going to have a lot of gold pumpers, gold promoters that want to interview you on ScamTube, everywhere else. They buy into your nonsense, and they buy your newsletter. They buy your books. You got it? That's what she does. That's what all these people do. Okay? And so you'll notice here, you don't see any criticism of her. You don't see any criticism of how she was involved making all these false claims with COVID. Why is that? Why is that? You see that? Some of you might want to put an entry there about her COVID conspiracies. She was involved in this bogus documentary, which was taken off of ScamTube. You heard what she said. I played the video earlier, right? You want to hear it again? Finance guru. No, you're not a finance guru. Just complete, the typical bullshit. You understand. Folks, this is the problem, is that you have this conspiratorial horse shit. These are the same types of people that want to tell you that they want to depopulate everyone. They want to kill the population. The Bill Gates depopulation conspiracy. Horse shit. This is like a fringe publication. It's complete horse shit. And then you got this guy, Greg Hunter. He used to have a channel, USA Watchdog. He is a kingpin gold promoter. Everyone that he is interviewed is a complete fraud. Write it down. Let me repeat. Everyone that Greg Hunter interviews is a fraud. They're absolute fraudster, scam artist, disinformation, no credibility whatsoever. Their purpose is to create fear and to pump gold. Okay? You got several of these guys that serve as these gold kingpins. And Catherine Austin Fitz has been on his show many times. Just complete bullshit. Oh, okay, this is not Greg Hunter's. It's another. Notice this channel, obviously garbage, is advertising for this. So he's paying for this advertisement. Let's take a look here. Well. Notice what we got here. Martin Armstrong. Ponzi scheme fraudster. Complete fucking scam artist. Liar. Fraud. No credibility. Low IQ. Complete illiterate idiot. Martin Armstrong, I already exposed this fucking fraud. Folks, once again, this is why it's important to really understand the con artists out there, the frauds. Because if you know just a few of them, all you got to do, for instance, if you see this guy, Martin Armstrong, you know he's a fraud. I mean, come on. He was in jail for Ponzi scheme. You can read the Justice Department's what they wrote about him. They wrote that he sustained massive trading losses. Like, they were shocked how bad of a trader this guy was. And he was a commodities trader. He lost so much money that he created a Ponzi scheme in order to provide money to investors who he lost money for. But my point is that, let's say, for instance, this guy, Martin Armstrong, is a complete fraudster. And let me just mention, he builds this reputation online. He fools people with all types of nonsense, so they will pay for his bullshit scam so-called research. This guy's an absolute fraud, like total. I mean, he's on the level of, he's like on the level of the YouTube people in terms of what he knows, which is nothing. My point is that you see him on any website, that website is a scam. and you know this girl is not credible. You understand what I'm saying? Martin Armstrong again. There you go. Catherine Austin Fitts. And by the way, here we have John Rubino, another fucking con man, who's also a kingpin of the gold pumpers. He has some website, I think Dollar Collapse or something, where he promotes all this horse shit. It's been going on for a long time, folks. But notice, by the way, what I'm noticing here is it looks to me like every single person here, by the way, is related. And they're related to Greg Hunter. They're all related. It's one little private group. You understand? They want to keep the money. Even they just discriminate against scammers. If you're not related to them, you can't scam. Not in their platform, by the way. I mean, take a look. Charles Nenner. Here we go. I've exposed this guy. This guy's a wacko. His whole thing is, well, former Goldman Sachs. Yeah, well, you're one of the worst market forecasters in the history of the world. Okay? It's a toss-up between him and Martin Armstrong. Okay? I don't know if I've got him on my site, but I'm on the channel, but I've got him on my website. I've exposed this clown. I mean, his calls are like so bad, you can do the opposite and make a fortune. I kid you not. So just notice, I mean, take a look and see how many of these people are related. This guy's another con man, another gold pumping con man, Bill Halter. Interesting, is it not? This is one of the biggest frauds. Bo Poloni, chiropractor. It's just shocking to me. Remember, folks, you're judged by the company you keep. I've got so much on this fucking fraud. I mean, these guys are so... Anyway. So, let's... And this is talking about that COVID documentary she was in. And here's her website. Solari Report. Oh, yeah, this is... she referenced this article, see, from 2020. The injection fraud is not a vaccine. Okay. Yeah, great. You're not a scientist, not a doctor, not a biotech engineer, so shut the fuck up. This lady's a complete scam artist. Let's take a look at the homepage. Okay, so this is her website. I believe she's an RIA, which means, you know, she's like Kevin Pathrath. She's licensed to you know, to basically advise people on investments through the state. So what that means is that I'm pretty sure she is. So take a look. What do you see about investments here? Anything? Do you understand? She's all hat and no dance. You understand? Let's take a look at her money in markets. Okay, money in markets. Okay, what do we got? What's she going to talk about? The stock market. What's going on in the markets? What's going on? Let's hear. You know, she's a former investment banker. She must know.
Yeah, let's start with FedWatch, and we're going to bat lead off here with a regular villain on money markets, and that's Augustin Carstens, who is back, this time in India. And he's talking about digitizing money. That's his basic.
I mean, I
with other developments, for example, the development.
Okay, what are they talking about? Nothing.
Right. He's talked about the ability to make the rules centrally and enforce them centrally.
You hear that? So it's just talking about just nonsense, digital currency.
It's like when you use your card and you use tokens.
You understand? if I go to a website from someone who claims to be an investment professional and I see a video, it's a weekly video, money in markets, I'm expecting maybe I'm expecting too much, but I'm expecting to hear just base. I mean, you can go on fucking Investor Business Daily, investor.com, or any fucking website and just hear like, okay, here's what's happening in the markets this week, right? The Fed's going to meet here and we're expecting this and here's what's happened. You understand. But here, what do you get? You're getting narrative type of stuff. The same horseshit. Oh, well, the Fed and this and that. Because she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. She doesn't even have the first fucking idea. You understand? It's pretty obvious. Does she have a track record? No. Nothing. You understand? She lures people in with this conspiratorial bullshit, pet rabies vaccine requirements, health sovereignty, you understand. Lifestyle, right? So she's luring people who, the yoga people. You follow me? That's her fucking MO. Pull out all the conspiracies, right? Tell people the COVID they're going to poison people. They want to put operating systems inside your body. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Get fucking real, right? It's all a con. She's a con artist. Catherine Fitz, you're a con artist. Stop conning people. Stop it. Take a look at this menu. Okay. Money in markets. Well, we saw that. Okay. Look at all this. Food for the soul, health. I mean, what is all this? I want to see what you done. Show me your forecast. Show me some insight. Right? You understand? Let's see if we get an old report. Let's see an old Solari report here. Okay. This is a similar thing, not as bad, but like people like Doug Casey and stuff, when you actually get their so-called investment research, it's just like stupid shit. It's all garbage. It's like very, buy this fund, and it's all horseshit. Well, it doesn't have anything here. Then these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So we get an old report here. I'm curious to see the contents. I already know what it's going to be in here. I haven't seen it, but I know it's going to be a lot of bullshit. Like, grow your own crops and better wellness. You understand? That's the type of people, because she spreads herself thinly. Gold pumping crowd, fear mongering crowd, the tree huggers, right? Oh, this is about Catherine. It's about money. Either you're helping people with their investments or you're selling fucking yoga plans. Not both. Okay? She's a swindler is what she is. And that's why she's in the cold conspiracy crowd. That gets her the promotion, the attention. You see?
Joining us now is Catherine Austin Fitz. You can find her website.
Of course, this is Alex Jones' show. David Knight is on the Alex Jones.
Solari.com. Also on Twitter, you can find her at The Solari Report. The Solari Report on Twitter. Joining us now is Catherine Austin Fitz. Thank you for joining us, Catherine.
David, always a pleasure. How are you?
Oh, doing great, I guess. Kind of depressed every day as I...
There are only two reasons that I know of that anybody would want to give you an mRNA shot, including the COVID-19.
I mean, look at her. She's so fucking stupid that she has to read from a script that she wrote. This is how stupid she is. She can't even remember her own fucking nonsense. I mean, look at her. What the fuck? Like, I never read from anything, ever. Folks, you got to question anybody that reads from something. Do they understand what they're talking about? Do they believe in what they're saying? You understand? Look at her. She's actually reading. I mean, you can't remember to say these lines. You have to write them down. What a fraud!
There are only two reasons that I know of that anybody would want to give you an mRNA shot, including the COVID-19. That's because they want to get mysterious ingredients in your body. You know, there's lots of questions about the mysterious ingredients. Or the other is because they want to poison you. Those are the only two reasons for giving anybody a COVID-19 shot.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? I mean, this is very important. This lady is a fraud. She's an absolute fraud. Anyone that promotes her needs to be labeled as a fraud. You need to tell them that they are a fraud. They're evil. They are helping to disseminate a fraudster. They're making money promoting her. She's making money promoting nonsense, horseshit, creating widespread panic and fear. There's only two reasons, she says. Anybody wants to give you a COVID vaccine to put strange ingredients in your body, and she tells you later on what that's all about. She claims that it's an operating system. They want to take control of your body. Operating system. Yeah. That's what you said. Or they want to poison you. That's why they want to do it. So think about that. You have separate that into two categories. There's two topics here. The first one is the result, her claimed result. There's two possibilities, right? And then the second one is the intent. So in other words, she's saying those people who want to give you the COVID vaccine, they're doing that to poison you and or to inject you with mysterious ingredients for which they use to take over your body. So she's telling you that you've got this evil force out there that wants to intentionally poison you or take over your body, right? So you understand. This is very fucking troublesome to me. And she makes money from this. Why? How? Because, folks, once again, she is recruiting the mentally ill, emotionally destabilized people who are in all these cults, who follow Alex Jones. She's recruiting people like that. Alex Jones followers. Many other followers. Joe Rogan followers. You understand? That's her business model. That's why she's doing this stuff. Because she can't sell any investment services, any advisory services that are worth a damn on its own merit. She has no value. You understand? That's why she's doing this. And that's why she also pushes religion all the time. Because she doesn't have the merit to actually sell any type of research or advisory services on its own merit. So she has to pitch religion. She has to pitch conspiracies. You understand? That's her MO. That's the general MO of all these scammers. Okay? Notice what they're pitching, what they're trying to lure you into. Right? Conspiracies or narratives. Some of the narratives, focus on telling everyone the Federal Reserve is evil. In the Fed, in the Fed, in the Fed. Right? It doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You can't do anything about it. All you care about is if you're looking for someone to invest with or to help you with your investments, you want to hear what they're talking about with their investments. Okay? You want to see a track record. You don't want to. You don't want this care. Talk about political bullshit. Fed, in the Fed, this and that. Who cares? That's Peter Schiff bullshit. Because he's worthless as an investor, and he knows he is. So he lures people in with that whole political nonsense, that whole game. Catherine Fitz, same thing. All these people. Martin Armstrong, same thing. You understand? All these people, folks, who claim to be financial experts, don't notice. And I'm going to say all of them. I'm talking in particular about these kind of people on the alternative media. Peter Schiff hits both circuits, alternative, mainstream. Notice they're never really telling you what's going on. And when they do, it's complete horseshit. Oh, stock market collapse, right? Just nonsense. Broken clock bullshit. You understand? That's what you get in the alternative media. Conspiracy horseshit. That's what we're talking about, folks. Catherine Austin Fitz is a gold-pumping coronavirus crackpot. She makes money creating stupid conspiracy theories, fear-mongering, causing panic and fear in a population of people that are mentally ill, emotionally distraught. She takes advantage of people who are essentially disabled. She's taking money from people who are essentially disabled using mind control. That's what these people do, folks. That's what these fear-mongering people do. That's what the gold pumpers do. You understand? They're exploiting disabled people for money. Disgusting pieces of shit. Catherine Austin Fitz, stop defrauding people. Folks, what you need to do, you need to go out there, anybody that promotes any of these scammers, you need to tell that promoter that they're a fraud. They're helping that person build their business and defrauding people. That makes them a fraud. You understand?